I'm Binky Taylor and I am the Chief Exec of the Brixton project. It was important that we brought together the Community Research Exchange this year to look at the interconnected challenges and look at the interconnectedness of the challenges that we have facing us as communities.
Things that come to mind when thinking about place are
home,
memories,
family gatherings,
coming together,
veranda or like sitting outside your front porch,
relaxing, enjoying,
neighbours and community.
community. A place that I like to relax in, or my place, is probably the market. Actually, probably Brixton Market.
Brixton, I would say. I think like Brixton is a beautiful melting pot of just an amalgamation of people, especially that Brixton Market where you see the variety of cultures, especially Afro-Caribbean cultures, just being present and being lively in that space. And from patties to people protesting and people talking about religion, people selling ouds and essences. I think it's really nice that people feel confident and themselves in that space.
It has so much memory for me, and it's the fact that amongst the chaos of everything going on, I don't know, I find a peace in seeing all the different colours, all the different generations of people, from an auntie carrying their shopping, a parent with their child, someone just literally picking up pieces of plantain, the shopkeeper, the butchers. So for me, I don't know, that swirl of things going on in a way that gives me like sort of my peace, sort of like navigating in London. What I would want young people to know about place is that it can be, I don't want to give the overarching statement, it can be whatever you want it to be, but actually take it, make your own place. If a space isn't giving that to you, make your own house somewhere else. And honestly, places are made up by the people wanting to do things in there and how they sort of like take that over. So yeah.
So what everyone should know about climate is that the cavalry isn't coming. We've got to get on and make the changes we want to see in our own communities.
When it comes to the people that are actually affected by climate change, it's the people in the ends. It's the people from the marginalised communities. It doesn't take a lot to change your mode of transportation. All it takes is just one small change. And if we all do it, it's going to be a massive change.
The climate change narrative has been held really for too long in the hands of the kind of science sector. Doesn't seem to encompass or include the experience of black and brown communities or the knowledge that black and brown communities hold and their experience. We are connected to people all over the globe who are already experiencing extreme weather.
What I'd like black people to know about climate change is that it is something that is part of our wider struggles for racial justice. Climate change really has its roots in all of the colonial occupations, from Jamaica to Barbados to the Malay regions, and actually all of that land grab and deforestation that happens to create plantations. That's really where climate change started.
What we want to do is to make this narrative properly inclusive so that this conversation becomes grounded. We cannot live for the next 30 years in a state of emergency, which is at the same time causing apathy and fear of a scale which is just really not helpful to the changes that we need to see.
I think the mainstream climate movement is struggling, and it really needs us to see that connection and start to be involved in climate action, but on our own terms. I would just encourage all people of colour to be open to the possibility of getting involved in climate action. Personally, I don't think the climate change issue will be resolved without us.
It was important that we spoke about community wealth building to inform people about current projects that are happening locally in the area. We've talked for a number of years about inequality in the system. Fundamentally, it is because communities cannot and do not own things. So this has to change. So community wealth building is a real challenge to the system to ensure that communities own space and land and have access to that in the long term, which changes the legacy that we're leaving behind us for future generations.
People should know that community wealth building is about their local area, being in control of their local communities, how wealth is redirected but also retained in their local communities, so that you're building those assets and securing those assets, the libraries, the swimming pools, the gyms, the yoga studios that you want in your communities, and that can retain jobs and also bring new opportunities for all within the community, so you don't have to be displaced.
Something I'd like people to know about community wealth building is that it's not just about money, it's about all the things that allow us to live a fulfilling life that gives us liberation, that gives us purpose, that centers our identity, and that could look like being able to live in a neighborhood where you can get all the resources you need for yourself, being able to find access to an affordable home. So for me, community wealth building is about life-affirming infrastructures.
It's not just about like our individual wealth, like how we work hard, how we get to the upper echelons of society, but actually how do we build together? How do we value our knowledge, our experiences? How do we own the land that we stand on? How do we own buildings so that we can collectively thrive and be sustained and be nourished together?
Really interesting panel today. Two things that really stuck was the importance and the power of community organising. Second thing was about creating the dream life that you want to see in your community. So not having to wait for the local authorities to be the ones to invest, to deliver space, but using the right laws that exist to be able to secure those spaces and create that vision that you want to see.
Something that really hit me today, I really loved what Wayne said. We must learn and act at the same time.
Something that one of the panelists said that really hit home for me is how we can organise together to build alternative institutions that centres different value systems that maybe isn't based on capitalism, but is based on the values that really live within us, such as care and love and empathy, towards engaging with other institutions and other power holders to build the communities that we want to build.
On the last day, we shared a meal, and the importance of sharing a meal is food brings people together. It's the most important part of our work in a lot of ways. It's also about making something which sort of symbolises who we are and how we connect with each other. After the last few days, what gives me hope is the energy and the quality of the energy coming through our audiences, our contributors, and our wider community. Change is coming, but with that energy that we have harnessed this week so well and shared so well this week, we are in a good place to meet the challenges that are coming our way.
The community research exchange has just been so eye-opening today. I think it's so important to have a place where you can stop working on whatever or in whatever your business is and work on it. And you can only do that by collaborating, because you don't know what you don't know. And I've learned so much here today. To have a capacity for humility enables you to take stuff in. And you know, for instance, today I was saying, well, can we not put climate at the heart of architecture? And I was told, can you just flip that word climate and put justice in instead? And I started to learn about why communities are vulnerable in places where they are impacted by climate change. That amongst loads of other things.
Lots of ways to get involved with the Brixton project. Through 2026, we're going to be doing lots more events, lots more talking events, lots of workshops. We have a specific project, the Brixton Commons, that we are really looking for people to get involved and help us build. As always, please just go to the website, sign up to our mailing list, and failing that, email us at hello@thebrixtonproject and we'll get back to you.